This time with flat rate, we break out the welder and do some modifications to the $20 eBay limited slip differential to give it some more bite. We show off the new teeth we put on and explain how it's going to improve the performance. We demonstrate the improved performance by doing a burnout while having one tire in the air, and then demonstrate how it'll just walk right off. We show that it is limited slip by showing limited slip. All of this and more with your absolute favorite #1 YouTuber, Flat Rate. Right? Right. Hey everybody. No, I gotta wait. Hey everybody. I was having somewhat of a concern with my rear end after the previous work was done. Notably, well, the pinion's still damaged. You know, from the original failure. So I pulled it apart to replace this. Wasn't planning on making a video about it, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. But while I was pulling apart the rear differential, I started thinking about our beautiful $20 LSD block, and how the more expensive variants of this particular style, well, they have, you know, clutches. Metal on metal doesn't really ride too well against each other. So I had the brilliant-ish idea of doing some experimentation. You like experimentation, don't you? Everybody aged 18 to 35 who's watching this channel, thanks analytics. So it's my idea to pull this back apart, and instead of having flat sides just rubbing against the spiders, you know, metal on metal, not very much friction, I'll just show you what I'm going to do, and we'll see how it works. See? Get to it. So here, you can actually see the wear pattern on how these operate. They just sit between the spiders. They have an amount of friction between them. And the pin goes right here. So when the pin acts against it, it's acting against both halves. Like so, pin through here, and it will try and push the other spider as hard, or not hard, as much as the speed of this spider. So it tries to make them equal. But there's no clutch here, it's just metal. It doesn't work. Well, it works as well as you saw in the last video, but I want more aggression, we can say. So we're going to get it. Do you recognize this little pin? This little pin is what was holding this as a package. I want to weld this pin right in here so that when one wheel is spinning faster than the other, it will have to walk over the spider gear. And since this is spring-loaded, sorry, since this is spring-loaded, it's not going to, well, it shouldn't, it might, break off or anything. It should just pop out of place when the friction is too much. We'll see how it works. Got nothing else going on. And so on and so forth, I welded the things to the thing. Flat rate tech tip. Just do it. What are you waiting for? Go work on whatever you've got to go work on. Stop watching this video and just go get it done. Come on. Go. What do you know? It's Ricky.
Mister don't answer his phone.
Every time. Every time. Right. So here we have it. It'll sit, the spider will sit flat against this, and these little nubs will transfer a lot more torque than just rubbing metal to metal would. This one's not as pretty, but I really don't care. They're a little bit rounded so they don't, catch. And that's it. Very simple. We'll see how it works. Hopefully great. Hopefully. I feel like the only way to test this is to install it. Or make it less aggressive, and I don't feel like making it less aggressive. So we're going to skip to after it's installed. If you'll excuse me, I've got some pinion gear work to do. Well, here we are once again. One tire up in the air, the other tire on the ground. Everything's installed. Everything seems to be working. So let's see how limited the slip really is. See if we can pull ourselves off this block with one tire. Great success. Good enough success. I burnt rubber on the floor, which leads me to believe nearly locked. Or maybe fully locked. We're going to have to go test that. See if I can turn a corner without binding up. Fade to black? Fade to the next scene? Do something. Same test as before. Same place as before. But now I suspect we're going to be throwing a little bit more. Let's see. appears that the modifications I've made are somewhat of a success. But we're not done yet. It might seem to be working pretty well, but I would like to take it home and pop the diff cover off and see how it looks. See if it's actually holding up or if it's destroying something. That's it. Fade to the next scene. So here, it is installed. The little nubs are just about like they were before, as far as I can tell. And aside from a little bit of metal flake, I assume, from them just, you know, ratcheting a whole bunch, getting abused, I'd say this worked out wonderfully. I cannot complain. Well, I could, but no one would listen. Am I even in frame? Am I blocking too much of the truck? Yeah, I'm probably way out of frame. Or maybe not. How about this? No? How about this? No? How about over here? No? I'll just do it right here. Well, there you have it. For just 20 bucks and a little bit of welding, you can have a really limited slip differential. I'm talking, oh, you saw, pros and cons. Pros, it's 20 bucks and some welding. I can't actually hear it, you know, making any clicking noises going around a corner, which is probably a good sign. Maybe. It just works really well. Pros. Cons. Well, when you install one of these and use it for the first time, you should really change your oil right after. There's a lot of metal in that oil. It might keep shedding oil. I'll have to keep an eye on it. Shedding oil? Metal. Shedding metal. I'll have to keep an eye on it. But as far as bang for your buck goes, oh my goodness. I would recommend getting one of these things and even just a little bit of a weld, just a little bit of something for it to grip. Because before it was just, you know, metal on metal. Not really that great at transferring torque. Now it's got teeth. It's got some bite. It's got the ability to transfer some actual torque. So, if you enjoyed this, there's something wrong with you, but you should subscribe. If you didn't enjoy it, you probably shouldn't subscribe. You should probably hit the dislike button. That's all I've got. Do whatever the end screen says. Stop staring at me. You're making me uncomfortable. Want more? Hit the stupid subscribe button. You know you want to. Watch my other videos to see how we got here. Remember to be safe, and if you can't be safe, have fun.